Hello and welcome back to Life with the Wanjalaz. Today, we're excited to take you on a tour of a beautiful home being built here in Western Kenya. And this is just not any project. It's actually a heartfelt journey of someone building their dream home while managing the challenges of being away in the diaspora. Alright, so if you're a new subscriber, welcome to this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining us in this new episode. This project is truly a labor of love, and today we take you through the steps, challenges, and milestones along the way. Set in the heart of Western Kenya, this home is built on tradition, perseverance, and a dream. So let's explore how it all came together. This house is actually nestled in Kakamega County, just off the main road from the Kakamega CBD, about 3 kilometers to 4 kilometers away. It is actually tucked in a serene environment where family and nature come together. So the total floor space is about 130 square meters, making it a cozy yet spacious retreat for the family during holidays. So while the planning was actually done from Europe, the execution was hands-on, with family on the ground managing the day-to-day construction of the project. So the breaking of the ground began in July of 2020 when the first travel restrictions were lifted. That was in the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was actually a symbolic moment. I had a chat with the client and the owner of this project. And he said that his father laid the foundation stone, marking the start of that journey. But construction, like any other construction, the project has had its set of hurdles. They have had several setbacks, and including structural deficiencies that required reworking a couple times. But despite the challenges, they have managed to keep moving forward to what we can see today. Roofing was another crucial milestone for them, and he was joyfully telling me about the Luya tradition, about how he had to just actually come back home to roof. And as you can see, they went with a very fantastic design of the roof. They chose to go with 120 Oriental iron sheet tiles from the Mabati Rolling Mills, that is MRM, supplied by MRM Kisumu. The iron sheets together with the accessories cost the project about 275,000 Kenya shillings by that time. It was around April of 2022. So looking back right now, for them, they feel like it was the right choice, providing durability and of course aesthetic appeal, as you can see in these drone footages. Well, so they also used approximately 8,000 bricks for internal walls, partitioning, that is for the bedrooms, as well as the staircases, as well as the disabled access ramps for accessibility purposes, as well as the retaining walls around the house, just to control the flooding of waters around the house when it rains. So the entire wall structure of the roundhouse actually utilized 3,500 pieces of blocks, machine cut blocks, which was sourced from Eldoret, Kenya. All right. So guys, beyond that, they also have invested heavily in essential amenities to just ensure that the house is functional and comfortable. So they have a 5,000 liter water tank that is, for a proper drainage system, as well as soak pits for the kitchen wastewater. So every detail was just planned to suit its long-term needs, including a 10,000 liter underground tank. So the home has undergone a tremendous journey, one filled with both joys and challenges, while there of course are still some touches to be done, including terrazzo polishings and some fabrications, some transformations within the interior, repaint work, the reworking of some areas where the client or owner did not feel that pleased with the project. It's of course coming together so well. All right. So it's actually in the desire of the owner that he will restore some areas where he has already identified weaknesses using Isaac's insights. I know all of you might have come across the channel of Isaac Insights, where he shares periodic construction tips, and of course showcases his involvement and intervention in transforming houses. So that is the direction he would take when he has gathered resources. That is according to the info I have as of now. But in the end, a beautiful, well done home, given that it's being done from the coordination angle of diaspora, local. You can imagine that amount of pressure, that amount of psychological toll on the owner and whatnot. So to me, it's just a heartfelt and very, very intimate journey for them. And so guys, that is the project that I have brought you to today. I want you to stay tuned, please, to the very end of this story. If you're watching from diaspora, this is your story. If you'll be interested in building a house, you need to know one or two things from this video. So please stay tuned to the very end. Of course, I'm going to show you also around the house and within the house, also walk you through, as well as share some of the things that were a bit dissatisfying as far as this particular owner of the house is concerned. And remember, we are talking about, or the point of view is, when building from abroad, when building from diaspora, some challenges you can face, and just share learnings with you guys. So feel free to like this video, just give it a thumbs up so that YouTube can actually recommend it to more other viewers, so that they can also get to benefit from it. So let's dive right in. Karibuni sana. Feel free, hit the bell for more of these kinds of content. This is your guy Wanjala, and I'm coming to you from another fantastic construction project in the heart of Kakamega County. And as you can see, the project is right behind me. Guys, for the purposes of context, this project is a unique one. All right. So this project is a unique one because, number one, the owner is not located in the country. He's abroad. And the entire construction project, all of it, the way you see it, was actually built by remote. So what does that mean? It means that he wasn't here to physically supervise what was being done. And so the output of what there is was out of his mobile supervision from wherever he was. So what did he get right and what was not gotten right, and therefore what lessons can it transmit to you who's doing your project, or to you as an expatriate who's building back home in Kenya? So this is that exciting journey that I'm bringing you on. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to this channel. On Life with the Wanjalaz, we talk issues, construction, personal development, and exchange ideas to improve each other. Now, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. In this video, I hope you get inspired and also learn lessons that will help you and even save you some money. So welcome. So this is the project. And as you can see, it's in a very nice facility, lush green, relaxed. The heart of the home is truly reserved and relaxed, something that reminds you about home. Yeah, so when you walk right into the compound at the entrance, there is something that reminds you about being back home again. All right. So this is the facade of the house. This is a 3-bedroom structure. Its footprint sits at 130 square meter. That is excluding the veranda areas, both at the front area and at the rear area. And guys, the most interesting part about this house is that it reminds me something. Yeah, it reminds me of the size of my house, because the building that I'm now building is also the same footprint at 130 square meters. So I'm excited to tour this model house. I want to call it a model house because it reminds me a lot about my own project. It's very reminiscent. So this is where I have brought it there, and as you can see, there's a lot going on still in progress. This is landscaping. They're getting ready to continue landscaping, and first just walking you around the tour. You see security lights and CCTV that has already been installed. So guys, remember, on this channel we want to bring you motivation, but we also want to bring you lessons, real life lessons, people who've already built and done construction ahead of you, so that you don't have to get it wrong, so that you can get it right the first time you try. Right? Yeah, because definitely you know that money and a lot of it goes into construction and construction projects. So this is the house, yeah, and I am telling you that this house was built from offshore, right? So like the facilitation was being made, then fundis and contractors on the site, they do their thing, all right? The owner was not there to physically supervise the project. So did he get value for his money, right? So those are some of the issues that we'll be discussing in today's video, as well as just showcasing to you his concept, his idea, right? So he does not live in the country full time. This he built as his, house when he comes back home. You know, when you're living abroad, sometimes when you don't have a home, you come back, you're married, you have to like spend in a hotel with your family and whatnot. So the owner was telling me a beautiful story about the inspiration from his dad. He said, you need to have a place where you can put your head to rest when you come here. You don't have to keep booking hotels when you come. And he said yes, and so he embarked on this journey since the year 2020, July of 2020. So since July of 2020, this is the output. He tells me that the entire project, up to what we can see, has been done within a period of 17 months in total. And I just want to walk you around first before we can now go and talk about this house in the fine prints and in details. All right? Yeah, it's a nice structure. I can see the circulation around it is great. It's a house that promises a lot of space around the backyard, this side and that other side, and also in the front facade. So it's such a unique veranda right here, as you can see. Nice veranda. And the pillars, stylish pillars. So remember, I'm first just walking you through the concept before we dig deeper. Yeah, large windows, as you can see, modern windows. Guys, a house is windows because of lighting, because of aeration, because of that modern feel. So around this entire house, those are the windows that you get, and it's one view kind of views, so you can only see from one side but not the other. So when you're inside, you can see outside, but when you're outside, you cannot see within inside. So that's what we're talking about. And as you can see, the footpaths and the pavement around the house, they are terrazzo based, and they're still a work in progress. Yeah, so this is the rear side, the rear facade of the house. The kitchen porch area with stairs downwards. All right. So some grand entrance and grand view of the kitchen area, and then with the door opening up. And I've said the windows are huge enough on either sides of the house. Right. Very modern feel to it. Very modern. So yeah. So I want to now take you inside as we just deliberate and exchange. But before I take you outside, I've just remembered, by the way, this is a complete house. This is a complete house in the sense of the basic minimums. Let me talk about the essential amenities that a house needs to have. This house has already been sorted in terms of all of that. For example, I'm going to show you the tanks, the water supply. So enough water supply. There is the underground tank, yeah, about 10,000 liters underground tank, and up there we have a 5,000 liter tank, and there is an embedded pump within this tank here, the bottom tank here, that now pumps water into the house so that there is water. So most of this water, the owner tells me, is actually harvested rainwater, but of course he has plans to do the pipe to water very soon. Yeah, so that is, guys, what I'm already talking about. There is power, as you can see, that is a power line. Though in western and in this region we have frequent blackouts and power cuts for some reason or another. In fact, the owner is already telling me that he has engaged the solar installation guys, and the plan is they are looking for ways to incorporate solar as a backup mechanism so that they can always ensure that there is power here. And one of the reasons why it is particularly important for the owner is because of the CCTV cameras. As you can see, guys, you see, you're managing your property from far off, thousands of miles away. Yeah. So for example, in this case, the client is in Europe, for example. Yeah. So managing his project, looking after his property remotely using the cameras. So sometimes when there is a power blackout, you can tell that there is that intermittent latency in terms of monitoring and surveillance. So he just wants to incorporate the little addition of the solar power to just ensure there is the smooth, seamless continuation in terms of surveillance around the compound. So that he can just have peace of mind wherever he is. But of course, we'll bring you that story later on when he's doing the installation. Now, this is a wonderful project, I must say. For many of us who are desiring to have own homes and own homes, this is something you'd want for yourself. But was the client happy with the output that he got while he was away managing the project from away? All right. Was he pleased? Those are some of the questions that we want to just bring on board. I have had a chat with him off camera, and let me first take you inside the house. Then we shall begin to answer some of those questions, talk about his investment so far in this project, and see what we can learn from him. So guys, this is the front entrance. As you can see, these are double doors. It's a double door, heavy gauge steel and door. So when you enter in like this, opens up to the main living room area. Yeah, and it's the main living room area. Let me try to just light up the house to get additional lighting. Yeah, so guys, there you go. Lights are functional, everything is functional. The side lights, the wall lights, yeah, the gypsum. So this is what we're talking about, a huge window opening up and lighting up this dining space area. Yeah, the house is already furnished. This is the vanity area, the sink area for the house around here. And very much stylish. The house has generous lighting to it. As you can see, a huge window that lights up directly into the living area, and additional lighting that comes from these two huge windows on the side of the dining area. So this is of course the serving area of the kitchen, and it opens up into the kitchen. So I think the client did not want to incorporate a totally open plan design. Yeah, off camera he was telling me that when he saw my structure, he was amazed. He was amazed because I managed to include on the same footprint as his, include a pantry area, but for him he didn't get to do that. But anyway, so this is the kitchen. Yeah, this is the kitchen. Very well done. But is it truly well done according to his standards? We're going to find out as we look at the structure just in a bit. For now, allow me just take you through the round tour so that you can appreciate the level of finish that has been done so far. And to him, he tells me this is still a work in progress because of reasons that I'm going to bring you shortly. So guys, the living room area, then the kitchen just behind where we're coming from. And I can see he incorporated this unique feature here. To me, it's more of a stylish but also functional, thing, because you see there is lighting, but then it separates the living space area with the bedrooms, the kitchen. Yeah, because it's a metallic door, kind of a French door. So this is a French door with glass, but serving for functionality in terms of security. All right, so it opens up like this, both sides, leading into a corridor. This is a generous space corridor, very generous, about 2 meters, right? It's about 1.8 to be precise, 1.8 meters. And as you can see, this is now the bed space area. So the area where bedrooms are, I think this is the first guest room. So when you enter into the first guest room, you can see the painting green. You can see that is the level and the type of work that has been done as far as the gypsum is concerned. The colors of the room are this green, and the tile looks like that. And then of course this is the storage unit area for this particular room. Yeah, so this is the first guest bedroom. These are the doors, the types of doors that have been installed, wooden in nature, right? So let me take you to this other room. The tiling is the same for the bedroom, like the other one. Also green in color. So green. This is the caliber of gypsum work that has been done, right? Right, then a similar cabinetry area, and then two windows to just have enough lighting for this house. And as you can see, solid bed has been put there, mahogany bed, yeah, ready for occupation. Then, because these two rooms are not en suite, we have a shared bathroom here. Don't know whether I can be able to light it up. Yes, I have managed to light it up. So guys, this is a shared unit. You can see the bathroom with a generous size window. That is the level of work that has been done as far as the gypsum is concerned. And the tiling, a mirror there, sink area. Yeah, so it's a shared bathroom for the two rooms, yeah, that I've just shown you. Then on my right here is the master unit. So the master is en suite, and as you can see, as I enter in, the tile work is the same, yeah, and the room here, also the bathroom, almost similar to what we have seen in that other shared unit, but it looks a bit more spacious. It looks a bit huge compared to the other room here. So the cabinetry also a sizable size, yeah, with a mirror, then with a 5x6 bed. Actually, this is a 6x6 bed, mahogany, a huge window for that matter, very huge window, all right, yeah, and then another additional window here. Then the color, the painting is blue, as you can see. The painting is blue in this room. And then when you look up there, that is the caliber of gypsum that has been done. That is the caliber of gypsum that has been done, guys. All right. Let me show you very closely the kind of gypsum work that has been done. Yeah. All right. This is it. So, a small working space. So guys, let us begin to briefly talk about whether the owner is pleased with this project or not. All right. So we have had conversations extensively with the owner of this project. And he actually invited me to cover this story because he thought many people fall victim, especially who are expatriates and building remotely from wherever they are. So he wanted me to cover this story because there were things he wanted to clarify. So far, 17 months later, this is what actually has happened and transpired, especially in this kitchen. So I've entered into the kitchen, and right now, guys, you see it has these tiles. Yeah, white tiles on the wall. But guys, it wasn't always this way. It wasn't always this way. So what happened is this. The owner of this house has been funding the project, but he actually used 3 different vendors. 3 different contractors, all right? And the kind of work that was done in this kitchen, for example, he says in his own words, was very miserable, such that he has had to change tiles in this kitchen alone about 3 times. So when you look at this tiling here on the wall and on the floor, right now you see it looks much modest. It has good tiles, they are dark in color, and then on the walls it is white, but this is a third redo. So he had to redo this project 3 times, the tiling for the kitchen, to at least get it right. And some of the problems that he was telling me about was that, one, whoever did the tiling did just odd things, colors that did not marry. So then they tried a second vendor and contractor, did his own things as well, and then tried a third one. Now the third one at least got right. And I'm told this time around he had come. So the owner had physically come to the site, and that is what they managed to now do and get it right this third time. So guys, that is a lot of money that went into building the first time, buying the tiles, the labor, then doing it a second time, then getting to now do it the third time. Something else that I want to maybe highlight about this house, the owner is not very well pleased with the level of workmanship as far as the gypsum is concerned. Ukiangalia closely gypsum, hii ni ya jikoni, ukiangalia the level of finishing, it wasn't done professionally. That one you can tell. Hata kama hujawahi ona what gypsum looks like, or hata kama hujawahi ona how work should be done as far as gypsum is concerned, you don't need to be an expert to tell that there is some level of finesse that this kind of work does not have. So this is exactly what we are talking about. So he told me he's not particularly happy with the tiling across the entire house. I don't know whether I can be able to maybe just switch on the light. There's a problem. I don't know. Okay, here, there. So with this level of work, so when you look keenly, when you look very closely, you will discover that the finish of, you know, that white paint was not seamless. The gypsum wasn't just very well done, and that is for the entire house, each room. So that is another cost that is looking to be redone again. Yeah. So, and it is actually across the house, even the living room. He wasn't so happy. He wasn't so pleased with the caliber of work that has been done as far as the gypsum is concerned. In his own words, he says it looked like it was a learner who was doing it and learning on his site. All right. So it wasn't somebody so professional doing the work. And as you can see, true indeed. So there were some weaknesses in terms of the execution of that work. So this is a client who had a very nice vision. Even when you see this molding, there's just a way it was done. Ukiniuliza mimi in Swahili, I'll tell you, inakaa ni kama mtu alichukua ugali hivi akapiga hivi akaplaster tu. Like, no finesse. When you look at the angles, not straight enough. Yeah. The painting also, if I can draw you to the painting, it wasn't, you know, look at this. It wasn't perfect. All right. And also the shaping, the finishing, the filler. The filler work was done very, very poorly, according to the owner. And actually, it speaks for itself. It doesn't even need to be emphasized. So, guys, the owner is very, very disappointed in that project as far as the gypsum was concerned. And he's actually looking to find a time when he would be here, or he would find a trusted person to come and now re-execute that project. And so, guys, that is part of the lessons we wanted to bring up to speed for you. Something else, generally, including the painting of the entire house, even the rooms, the way it was executed for him was just subpar, and he didn't feel like it captured the essence of what he would have wanted. All right. Now, when you even look at the finishing, the caliber of finishing and paintwork that was done, according to him, it was wanting. Yeah. Even in the rooms, it wasn't to perfection. You can see. So it wasn't to perfection. It did not even resonate with him at all. Yeah. So guys, those are some of the challenges in all the rooms. Actually, he told me in all the rooms. And also, there is no seamless flow in terms of tiling. You know, there's something called a theme in a house. For example, when you come from the outside, maybe my theme is cream and maybe black. So that needs to be incorporated into the design of the house in a unique and seamless way. Now, for example, this is white, this is black. Then immediately I come from white, I enter into something that is brownish, all right? This is the corridor way. Then there is something that looks almost brownish, yeah, but a little more darker tinge, yeah. Then when you come into the house, the rooms take something else, green. So you can imagine the color is green here and the tile is brown downward. So he was just telling me that he wasn't particularly pleased with the level of execution. And that is so for each of these rooms. So there's no marriage, there's no integration between these two, the floor and the wall. So he's particularly a bit saddened by that, even for this room, as you can see. It wasn't professionally done. The interior design wasn't professionally done. And so that is a cost that he's going to have to cough up that cost again to just ensure that it's done right. But that does not stop there. There are also some things he has brought to our attention concerning his project. And the reason why he wanted actually to get us tell this story is so that if you're doing this thing remotely from abroad, building back home, you need to be very, very careful with whom to engage. All right. So right now, as you can see, this is a pillar, right? So molding was done, but as you can see, if I can bring even closer, cracks already on it. So that to me also just says that the curing of these pillars were not done very well, and you can see it cracked and then it was repeated here. So the curing itself wasn't that well done. So the quality of the workmanship was a bit wanting, and you can see it's repeated across the pillars, even here, all right, even here, yeah. So, and even outside, he told me that the gypsum work was not perfectly done. Yeah. All right. So, guys, tell me if you have been building from abroad, remotely, back home. Have you had such encounters? Yeah. Have you had these terrible encounters at your construction site? So something else that I must bring to your attention that is very tragic, and you never want it to happen. Never, ever, 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 ever want it to happen. Is about now the structure itself. You'll never want it to happen to you. This entire wall was actually reconstructed afresh. Guys, it was reconstructed afresh. Why? Because it had an angle. It was tilting outwards. Yeah. So that curvature could not augur well, meaning it was structurally compromised. They call it a structural compromise. So they had to redo all of it, including that up part. And as you can see, you can already clearly tell that truly, work has been redone here a couple times. It has been fell off, then ikarudishwa tena fresh, and that's why you can even see the cracks. Yeah, you can see the cracks. So that entire portion ilianguka, iliangushwa, ikatolewa, then they had to redo it again. Same for the walls. This entire wall, end to end, yote ilitolewa, ikafanywa afresh. And now, the most interesting part also is that also in the kitchen, by the way, talking of now the structural integrity of the house, it had to be reworked again. Yeah, ilitolewa. So niwaonyeshe hii kuta, and as you can see, even the molding wasn't done so well, because the cracks, you can see, yeah, even up there are cracks, yeah. So this entire wall also, was not straight. So from here all the way to there, it had iliangushwa, like waliangusha fresh, they had to redo it a second time. Yeah. So, and that is what, guys, we're talking about. How costly can it be to manage your own project remotely when you're not there? When you're not there to, follow up on everything the fundis are doing. Yeah. And remember, for this project, we are talking about a person who was outsourcing to specific people for specific tasks. For example, he told me he has used about 3 contractors, because there was the first group who came, did the foundation all the way to the lintel, then from the lintel to the roofing mega structure itself. Then after that, now came in the people to do with electricals and plumbing. In fact, the only guys with whom he was pleased, he tells me, is the guys for plumbing who did this work, installation of the pump, the tanks, and the wiring, and of course the CCTV cameras. All right, the CCTV wiring, the security installations. Those are the ones that he was happy with, but everyone else did not do a good job. Yeah. So, and for many other reasons, with very many people to blame. So, guys, tell me, what do you think about that? So, in the end, 17 months later, this project here has costed the client about 4.7 million, but with an additional 600,000 in incurred losses for the repeated items that I have just highlighted. The redoing of the tiles, the remodeling of the walls. Yeah, that is what has costed him. It has costed him so far, and most importantly, there is still a lot of work pending because the entire gypsum of that house is going to come down. All right, the entire tiling has to be redone, paintwork has to be redone afresh. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think? What do you think? So have you been through that? So remember, if you're a new subscriber, please subscribe to this channel. Today we just wanted to do a candid review of a project, talking about the conversation around the construction of this house, because from far, when you fail to think about its nitty-gritties, the details of it, you might think, perfect job, everything was done okay, until when you narrow down is when you realize that a lot has been missed. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that there's a lot of lessons for us to learn here. What remedies are there for this kind of project? All right, have you been through the same? Yeah. So guys, that's all for this tour. I hope you've learned one or two things. I hope you have known that constructing is a serious thing because it involves money. And most importantly, it involves also time, your peace of mind, and what we call sobriety, and your mental health. Yeah. So getting it right the first time is better than getting it wrong, then having to redo the work, because then you use time and money to get things back to where you thought they would need to be. So thank you so much for the owner of the house, who's based in Europe and allowed us to actually come to his facility. Thank you for the facilitation and everything. A special shout out to you wherever you are. I'm so excited to be bringing to many people these kinds of lessons and stories. Thank you for being so generous to allow us to cover your story, and for being so vulnerable and honest about the structure, its weaknesses, and everything else. Now I'm sure many people who are abroad and building back home, they can be able to learn one or two lessons about who to engage, when to engage them, how to manage their projects, and so forth. Bye for now, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the bell so that you never miss an episode. Until next time, this has been Wanjalaz. See you. Bye.